in Spider-Man, because so much of the world is CGI, you can put a big crash mat on the floor and they can make that look like whatever they want it to be. But because we're shooting in real locations, in Barcelona, in Berlin, you know, when you hit the floor is hard.
You survived. And you filmed like Spider-Man right after, and you seemed okay, so I feel like you managed.
Yeah. I got to wear the suit for at least 2 weeks because I was dead on the inside after shooting this movie.
That's fair. Cover up all the bruises. How's it going, man?
Yeah, really good, thank you, mate. How are you?
I'm good, thanks for asking. This movie has a lot of action, massively action-packed, and I loved every single action scene, especially like a lot of the parkour stuff you were doing. It's nice to see you do parkour outside of the Spider-Man suit and stuff. Yeah. But you mentioned in your last interview with us, with my colleague Tyler, that this is probably the most physical film that you've done, even like including all the Spider-Man films. What was it like doing all those action scenes, and did you get injured at all?
Yeah, I did get injured actually. I had quite bad tendonitis in my hamstring, which wasn't from an injury, more just from overwork. But no, it was interesting. I mean, in Spider-Man, because so much of the world is CGI, you can put a big crash mat on the floor and they can make that look like whatever they want it to be. But because we're shooting in real locations, in Barcelona, in Berlin, you know, when you hit the floor is hard. Like, there's a bit where I jump over a railing, and it was about a 12-foot jump, and then I slide down a roof. And mate, the bruises on my hips, like, it looks so cool in the film, but what you don't see is when they say cut, I'm like hit the floor and I'm like, oh, my hip. So it's not as heroic as you might think. But no, I had a few bangs and bruises here and there. Mark actually hit me in the teeth with a sword. There's a bit where we go back to back, and then we turn around and we're both supposed to hit these guys with swords. And as he did his backswing, he like clipped me in the teeth.
No.
It was fine. I mean, it wasn't like he cut me or anything, but there was all sorts of different stuff like that. But it was fine.
You survived. And you filmed like Spider-Man right after, and you seemed okay, so I feel like you managed.
Yeah. I got to wear the suit for at least 2 weeks because I was dead on the inside after shooting this movie.
That's fair. Cover up all the bruises. I'm right saying you were a fan of Uncharted before filming, but you discovered the games like while you were filming something else.
Yeah, I was shooting Spider-Man Homecoming, and I had a PlayStation. I started playing Uncharted 4. I actually played the games backwards. Because the fourth one was the first one that I played, and then I worked my way backwards. I know that's ridiculous, but it's the way it is. And yeah, I remember pitching to Sony or to Tom Rothman an idea for a James Bond origin story about him like graduating in the SAS, going on a mission, and then finding out at the end of the film that he'd been made 00. And it didn't really go down well. They didn't really like the idea, but what it did do is it kind of sparked this idea that we could do an origin story to Nathan Drake. So that's where this film was kind of birthed out of.
That's amazing. So yeah, you planted the seed for the film essentially by asking that question.
Yeah, I sort of manifested it in my own way, yeah.
I love that. With MTV specifically, you've got a lot of viral videos with us, like from our little junkets that we've had with you over the years. 2 of them come to mind that I think fans want me to sort of chase up on. So one, way back in 2019 or 2020, you had an interview for Onwards, and a random sort of offside comment, you mentioned that you loved Nando's very much and it was your favorite in the whole wide world, and you really wanted Nando's to get you a black card.
I'm waiting for Nando's to give me a Nando's black card.
You're not allowed to ask.
What do you mean?
Apparently, if
I
you
wasn't
ask
asking,
for one,
I said I was waiting for one.
apparently if you ask for one, you get blacklisted.
Really?
Yeah,
well,
apparently.
I never asked for one, so...
Depending on how we feel, we might cut that bit out and they'll never know. Or...
Please cut that out, because Nando's is my favourite restaurant in the whole wide world. Right.
It's been about 2 years. Have they delivered?
No.
Damn it.
No. We actually found this really great little local Kingston version of Nando's called Rooster's Chicken. I don't want to be that person, but it's actually better than Nando's.
Ooh.
So Nando's, you can keep your black card, and I'm going to go to Roosters.
And the other video people are definitely wanting to chase up on, because it's a very recent viral video. For Spider-Man No Way Home, my colleague asked you, how's Peter Parker doing? And you decided to turn around and do an impression.
How's he coping with it? He's struggling, man. Let me just get him, hang on.
What?
Hey man, yeah, I'm having a really hard time at the moment. I don't know why I did that. That's so dumb. I really thought I was about to do some like viral clip, and that did not go the way I thought it would. Oh my god.
We'll cut that out.
Send him like he's like some puppet. Let me go get Peter Parker. Yeah.
Oh, Peter. Hilariously, which no one in the room is still coming. So, I've been asked to put you on the spot here. Can you give me an impression of Nathan Drake? How's he doing before and after this movie?
Nathan Drake. Okay. A little bit more. Nathan Drake. It's been so long. I haven't actually seen this film yet. I haven't seen it in like months. So like, I can't remember. Nathan Drake, Peter Parker comes more naturally to me. Nathan Drake, there's a process to get into character, and you'll run out of time. I'd love to give another viral clip, but you would run out of time with me.
Nah, it's all right.
Start doing push-ups, and it's not a vibe.
Your reaction to it is funny enough, mate. Don't worry. How does it feel to be a part of such an iconic franchise?
Oh, mate, it's really cool. It's really incredible. I've been a big fan of these games for a while, but more so the genre of this type of movie. You know, as a young kid, I loved the Indiana Joneses, the National Treasures, the Mission Impossibles, all of that sort of stuff. So to have a film that kind of brings all of those genres together is really, really exciting. And for me, as a young actor, a real dream come true. So to be part of such a big sort of family movie is really great.
Love that, man. I mean, like your version of Nathan Drake, I feel like he carries a lot of the energy of like Indiana Jones, all these other like big action stars. Did any of those like iconic action characters inspire your portrayal of Nathan?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Indiana Jones, but Indiana Jones 20 years before you meet him. You know, I think when you first meet him, there's an element where he's a bit jaded about going on these adventures, and you know, he's already sort of leaning into the older kind of guy. For me, I really wanted Nathan Drake to kind of be a reflection of the audience. You know, I really want the audience to sit in this theatre wide-eyed and innocent and experiencing this for the first time. So for me, that's what I wanted Nathan Drake to portray. So that's what I did.
Now, also, you played Uncharted. Are you a gamer? Like, what other games have you been playing?
I am a gamer. I enjoy gaming. I'm not very good at it, and I'm really not very good under pressure. So like, for example, The Last of Us and The Last of Us 2 in particular, I love that game. But whenever the zombies come out, which is obviously all the time, I have to pass it over to my brother Harry. He's better at that side of the game, and I like the kind of walking around and foraging for things and collecting things and all that sort of stuff. But I crumble under pressure. I end up just spamming all the buttons and I fall apart. I'm terrible.
That means you'll be no good in my Mario Party. Damn it.
No, I'll be terrible, honestly. I'm actually pretty good at Mario Kart though.
Nice. All right, that's fair. Good team up. What are you most excited for fans to see in this film? I saw it quite recently, so I got a lot to say. But what are you most excited for people to see?
It's not so much what I want them to see, it's what I want them to experience. You know, this film is a massive family film. It is, you know, the perfect version of what escapism is. I think, you know, with what we've been going through, not as a nation, but as an entire world, we need avenues where we can forget about what's been going on and just enjoy ourselves for, I don't know, what's the runtime, an hour and 45 minutes, and just enjoy this adventure and travel the world and find this lost gold, which could potentially be out there. You know, Magellan's Gold is potentially a real thing. So I'm just really excited to give the world a bit of a break, if I'm honest.
That's amazing. I'm sure everyone will appreciate it. Well, hopefully, you know, sparks a new franchise. We can get that break every few years, every Uncharted 2, 3, 4.